Can you tell I'm not in a depressive episode right now? Hello and welcome to 25 till 25, where I'm sharing life lessons, observations, maybe even a bucket list of things that I wanted to do before I turned 25, which at the start of the series was 25 weeks until my 25th birthday. So welcome to week 2 of 25 till 25. Let's get started. With 2 weeks now into the year, one of the big lessons I've learned is to follow your obsessions till the end. Nothing is permanent, so it's important to lean into your obsessions while you're experiencing them. Obsessions is kind of a strong word, but like passions or just your interests. Lately, I've found myself kind of in this obsessive, creative frenzy, really, where I've just been video editing, constantly, which, if you know me, is kind of a huge deal because of the fact that I actually don't really like video editing very much, but I've been so determined to become a YouTuber in 2025 and post consistently. I just want as much data, I guess, as I can, and that means posting more and more videos, which means editing more and more videos. Ugh, my camera keeps overheating, so I've had to switch cameras, as you can see, but that's okay. We're rolling with the punches. Also, this I think is a good thing, because I actually am far more comfortable speaking to my photo booth camera. Because of that, it's making it easier for me to share. It's going to be easier for me to edit later on. So, I'm actually pretty excited about this. Yeah, what was I talking about? Oh, I had been video editing a lot more. One of my 2025 goals has been to post 4 YouTube videos a month, and the time that I'm filming this, and it is January 14th, 2025, I've literally already posted all 4 videos. I'm just so proud of myself for hitting a number that focuses more on that process that I've been working on rather than vanity metrics of numbers of subscribers or things like that. Achieving that goal has been a result of me following that obsession and following that passion that had been calling to me. I probably spent about at least 25 hours. Okay, and I know because I timed myself, I had been worried a little bit because I was like, shoot, I don't want to burn myself out when the goal is to be doing this sustainably so that I can be doing it for the long term. I should be trying to slow myself down and let's balance, etc., etc. But this past week, I've realized that I've started to lose a little bit of that same motivation that I had felt that first week. It just kind of made me feel a little bit sad, honestly, that I don't have that kind of spark for as long as I'd like to have it. It just made me realize that I want to cherish that spark for as long as I can be, because I'm very much the type of person that as soon as I get into a project, I'll get super obsessed with it and then do a bunch and then completely fall off, just not be into it ever again at all. That has happened to me with so many hobbies that I've had that I guess I was worried that video editing would fall into that category when I don't want it to. But now, as that interest has waned a little bit more and allowed myself to have that work-life balance that I was kind of trying to warn myself to have that first week, I miss that feeling. I still like doing video editing, and I think I'm doing so at a lot more of a sustainable place for me with my life, but there's something so special about that I want to allow myself to feel for as long as I can. It's going to end at some point. The magic wears off. So I want to enjoy it while I can. Even if I stop at some point and I don't have that same level of excitement as I did when I first started, in investing all of that time and energy in the beginning stages, that is the point where I'm learning and growing so much. I'm allowed to come back to those hobbies. When I come back to those hobbies, I'm already at a baseline level of skill that I can just kind of continue and keep going from there. While it might not be that same level, like I said, as it was when I had first started, just having a skill is so satisfying in itself. I think I just have to follow what I'm feeling, and maybe it's a result of my ADHD that I can just learn a bunch kind of at once and then kind of get tired of it. But if I ever have to use it again, then I'm already at a good and skilled enough level that if I had maybe forced myself and gone against my nature of being obsessed for a little bit, I might not have become as skilled as I can be. If the obsession is going to fade at any point anyway, it might as well be that I'm having fun with it and I'm learning as much as I can. I'm at a better point. I have more skills than I would have been had I maybe paced myself. I know that I'm following the natural rhythm of what I'm wanting, and during that I'm going to be able to learn so much as I go. So I'm not upset or anything that it's faded. It would have been cool if it stayed longer, but I'm allowing myself to follow what feels right and just really enjoying the process and being present throughout all of it, not feeling shame or guilt for being one way or not being another. That is lesson number 1. The magic wears off, so enjoy it while you can. Which brings me to another thing that I've learned this past week. What I've been doing is I've been treating really everything as an experiment, because when I'm getting kind of bored of something or I'm not really looking forward to it, I ask myself, like, what is a variable in this that I can change? And that newness that I get to experience with something that isn't always fun, or that curiosity drives me to be able to do those things. And so instead of dreading that and forcing myself to use a method that I don't necessarily know is the best yet, I allow myself to try to tweak little things and seeing if that is the one thing that just makes it easier or more enjoyable. And that's even been in the way that things that I already think I have my systems down for, because there's always room to improve in something, and if it doesn't, then it's something I've learned. I'm using that right now with how I'm journaling. Because I've had it down for so long, I'm just kind of itching for something new. I'm trying out different formats, doing different styles, because the only way I'm gonna know is if I try it out for myself. This is my new journal for 2025. Who knows if it'll stay the way that I have been doing it. I don't have to stick with any single thing. In doing that, I'm gonna learn something about myself, and maybe it's not that exact method, but I'm gonna realize that I like something about that and incorporate it back into a previous way, or it'll lead me to a brand new thing. I have a whole journal entry on it, but that could be a whole nother video. Let me know if you want that. That doesn't even apply to just hobbies, but also just life in general. I am currently unemployed. That means my schedule is pretty much whatever I want it to be, and even though I have mostly an idea of how I like to go about my days, when I'm feeling like every day is the same, I realize I could just change it up. Instead of walking at this time of the day, what it would happen if I walked at another time of the day? Do I like how I'm feeling after that, or do I prefer how it was originally? I can try adding in something new that I'm doing that day. Because of the fact that I don't have a job right now, I have a lot more flexibility to figure out and build that life that I would want to be living. When I do get a job, I can adjust it, or I can look for jobs that fit the lifestyle that I want to be living. But the only way to know how to do that is to actually try and do that and experiment, and what other time will I have to be able to do something like this. I think the idea that variables that you can change when it comes to something, that just means there's always something new to potentially look forward to. Can you tell I'm not in a depressive episode right now? Getting to learn all of these new things is actually another huge realization that I've had, and it's that I've actually been a lot more excited about getting older, which is weird because, I don't know, I feel like, well, first of all, 24, 25, not that old, but younger version of me would have thought that's really old. But I've been excited about getting older because that has given me more time to accept myself and learn more about myself. I just think that has been so much fun. Of course, who I am in those moments aren't set in stone necessarily, but I'm learning so much more about my own preferences, about how I handle things, about what works best for me, what my taste is, and what I'm liking and what I'm disliking, and that's making it easier for me to just go through life. I know what I'm liking and what I'm not liking, and it's allowing me to choose a life that feels a lot more aligned for what I'm wanting. I don't know, I think that has been super cool and exciting. And the way that I'm kind of learning about myself and realizing how much I've been growing has been because I've been able to document this journey of mine and understand the ways in which I might have handled a situation previously, and knowing that that was how I did it before, and then seeing how I'm faced with a similar situation, just approaching it in a completely different way, in a more mature way, is just so exciting to me. To see that I've grown and I know more of what feels like me and what feels right in this moment. An example of that is that during this past week, I had a bit of a tougher conversation to have. Even though it was tricky and scary to initiate, it was necessary. I just felt like I did the right thing. It was true to who I am. Because I tended to turn to my friends a lot when it comes to something I'm uncertain about or a decision that I have to make, and I'll get advice, and it's great advice, but the thing is, it doesn't always align with who I feel like I am, and I have to know myself well enough to know that while I know their advice is well-meaning and it works for them, it's based on their experiences and their personality, and we are different people. I'm allowed to make decisions that work best for me and make those choices. That has resulted in me feeling really comfortable, knowing I did what I felt was right. What I'm trying to say is, yes, it's great to be getting advice from others, but at the end of the day, you are going to be the one who lives with the consequences, whether positive or negative or neutral. Ultimately, make the decision and take the action that is most aligned with you. And that's pretty much it for week 2 of 25 till 25. I'm proud of the progress that I've been making. Thanks for being here with me. I hope you have an amazing week. I'll talk to you soon. Bye!